Welcome everybody, my name is Marcus, and in this video I'm going to teach you how you can easily use Zoho Books. Zoho Books is a good accounting software that you can use for your business. So the first thing that you want to do is just click here, start my 14-day trial. Now when you're gonna click on a start 14-day trial, you're gonna add a company name, email address and password. Company name, I'm going to add my own. So I'm going to do Sanwi. I'll see, email address, this one, password, and country Slovakia. So I agree, and also you can receive marketing communication. And the next step we want to do is just simply create an account. So let's wait until it loads. And then we will start and continue. Now, the first thing that you want to do is to set up your organization profile. So when you come here, organization name, Sanwi LLC, business location Slovakia, state and province is this one. You can also add organization address. So I'm going to add it. Like this. Currency, euro, language, English. And then you're gonna have the Central European time. Definitely set up the currency and language the right way, because it's important to have the right currency. And you can see also the tax rates, and you can go to settings and taxes. We will get to it too, how you can edit those. So the first thing that I'm going to show you guys is a walkthrough of what we will be working on this tutorial. And then we'll be going to settings, and then we'll go step by step how we can work with sales, invoices, purchases, etc. So let's start. The first thing first, when you would come here, I'm going to verify my email. So I gotta have like confirm the account, verify, access your account. So I recommend also doing that so your account be verified. And now what you can do, this is like the starting menu in which you can add your organization details. You can create an invoice, and we will be working with that. But right before it, when you're going to click on the dashboard, you would see here all the important analytics as receivables, payables, current, overdue. You would see also your cash flow here for every single month, the fiscal year, the last 12 months, the previous fiscal year, income and expenses, and your top expenses. Then when you go even, like scroll down, you would see projects, and I will show also how you can work with projects. Will be in time tracking right here, bank and credit cards, how we can add a bank account watch list. So then this is the dashboard that we are going to start with. Then we're going to see items. We'll be adding items, banking, how we can connect your bank account. Then we have sales here. We'll be creating customers and invoices, recurring invoices, etc. With purchases, we will look on vendors, how we can work with expenses, bills, recurring bills. Then we're going to have the time tracking with projects and timesheets, accounting with chart accounts, etc. and reports. So that's something that we will look on too. But right before that, you're going to have the configure feature list here. And here, enable to modules required for your business. And you can simply add more like estimates, timesheet, retainer invoices, price list, sales orders, purchase orders. I would like to enable inventory, so you can you can enable those too. Now when I would go to the right top next to this help and support, I would have settings menu. Here you're gonna have the user and roles. Then you see also you can invite people here, branches here, organization profile that you can change things here, contact, fiscal year, language, time zone, date format. My recommendation right before we're gonna start, edit these things and then continue in video. Then you're gonna see the preferences here. And you're gonna have plenty of things like for the invoices. What you want to have, the terms and conditions, customer notes as a template, field customization, currencies, taxes. You can also add a new tax. This is something that I would definitely recommend to have. Then we have a templates. And you can have a template for invoices if you want to, and estimates. So that's something you can definitely do, and that's something that I would recommend to have. And that's pretty much it. So these are the most important thing in the settings, and let's continue on how we can use Zoho Books and what we can do. So as I mentioned in the dashboard, that's pretty straightforward. As dashboard, you would have a total payables here. This is when we're going to create invoices, when we are going to create some expenses, bills, we would find a lot of things right here. So that's like the first thing. We will get, or in the end of the video, we will go back here. Then under dashboard, we're going to see items. In items, I can go and click new, and you would find items here, goods and services. And I'm going to create goods, and I also will create service, okay? So name, this is going to be, let's say, goods paper. Now I will simply add a selling price here, let's say of 100, and you're going to see the sales information and purchase information. You can disable, so let's say I'm going to always only sell it, but I'm not going to have any purchase information. I'm going to add purchase information just for the sake of this video. On a sales, on an account, I can have it on sales because it's in sales, but again, I can change it. Account, let's say this is going to be the expense, advertising and marketing, the paper, and then you can simply add a description for the item. So that's something you can do, and that's how it works. Now you can add a description, and then when you have it, we see the selling price and the cost price. Click save. Okay, we have the paper. I can simply again add a new, and I'm going to add a service. Let's say YouTube video. That's a service that we are going to sell. And now unit, it can be kilometers, whatever, box. I'm not going to have unit. I should have unit for the paper. That would be, like, I don't know which one I would choose, like probably box. And then I'm going to disable purchase information because I'm just going to sell the service of YouTube video, and it's going to be 200 per one. And let's say it's going to be like income, and I could easily add a description, different one. But let's say it's going to be sales, tax, and description. Let's click save. And voila, here we have the two products. Now, 2 items. Really important to say, guys, you can edit those description, and you can also enable inventory for those. That's completely new tutorial how we can use the inventory. That's a complete like 50-minute video that I'm going to make. So if you go on write Zoho inventory tutorial, you would find it there. Now, when we have the items, the next thing that I'm going to show you is how we can simply add a customers and vendors. I'm gonna start with that only because we are going to use them in the invoice. So when you're gonna click on the sales, I'm going to click on a customers, and I'm going to click create new customer. You can also import customers. Create new customer. First name, let's say Marcus customer. Company name, Sun customer. Okay. Customer email, you would add it. You can also add a work phone, mobile, website. And now when you have it, you can have also customer type if it's a business or individual. If it's going to be the individual, the company name is not going to be there. Now, when we're going to be in other details, you can see that you can change the currency. You can change also the tax rate. Opening balance, payment terms due on receipt. You can have like 15 days after it's being received. And I'm going to be like enable like this. Allow portal, give your customers access to portals to view transactions and make online payments. You can allow it or no, completely up to you. Facebook, Twitter of this account. Now address, this is the address for you, and you can add it here. Contact people, you can simply add a contact person, like who is actually working, who is the CEO here, who is the contact person that you are going to message to. Custom fields, You can add it, reporting text, you can have that too. So I won't really go into this. When you go to settings preferences, you can have these. I don't really use custom fields, but if you want, you can. And this is pretty much it how we do it. So definitely, again, stop this video, fill everything how I showed you with contact person, with address, and then continue in the tutorial. Let's click save. And now when we have the Sun customer, we will get to it. I'm going to show you what you can find here. But then I want to show also the purchases and how we can create a vendor. So I'm going to simply again click vendor. And I'm going to click create new vendor. And this is the same style. Marcus vendor. Company name is going to be Sun vendor. Okay, vendor email. And then I would add a website here. So that's what I can do. And I can simply add a currency, the tax rate, opening balance, enable portal, and this is completely the same as with when we were creating the customer. So that's how we can do it. Now I'm going to click save. And here, this is really similar comparing to the customer. What we can see here as a detail. And what you can do is you can add a new expense, new bill directly in this vendor, but we are not going to do it. I'm going to show you how we can actually do it with your, in the menu. So you can also click next to the more on the top right, new transaction, and you can add a bill, bill payment, expense, recurring bill, recurring expenses, vendor credits, journals. So when you would like click on a vendor that you're gonna see, you can go to top right and simply choose from the purchases here. And that's how we can do it. But let's go now to banking, and then I'm going to show you how we can simply create invoices and such. So you would click on the banking. Here you can simply add a manually, or you can connect bank credit card. So let's say I'm going to add from these banks here. Raiffeisen and whatever. Or I can simply choose a PayPal, and you can have PayPal integration right here. So that's what you can do, or you can add it manually. So these are the multiple ways how we can do it. And this is pretty much how we can add the banking here. Now let's go further to the sales, and let's click on estimates. Now, when we're in estimates and how we can create estimates. Estimates is a step before having a deal, the invoice. So I would create a new estimate, select a customer. I'm going to choose the one that we created. You can add a billing address and shipping address, estimate number 1, reference number, estimate date, expiry date. Let's say I'm going to be 31st of August. Salesperson, I don't have any salesperson here. Project name, I don't have any project, but we will be creating projects soon. Subject, this is estimate for YouTube video. And then I'm going to choose the item. You can see clearly YouTube video. Quantity 5. So we see the subtotal is 1000. I can also add a discount. I can select tax here. And now when we have it, I can simply go save and send or save and draft. You can also add the customer notes, shipping charges, adjustment. See? Attach a file, and then you can go save as a draft or save and send. And voila, here you see, so from, send to, CC, to yourself, dear Sun customer, thank you for contacting us. Your estimate can be viewed, printed, view estimate, attach a file, and then you click send. And this is how you do it, right? And now, when you're gonna send it, or you can save it as a draft, you can download the PDF, you can print it, email it, or you can simply convert it to invoice. That's how simple you can do it. But I'm not going to convert yet to invoice because I want to show you how you can create invoice by yourself. So let's click on an invoice. And here we are going to look on how you can create invoices in Zoho Books. So the first thing that you want to do is again, click on a new invoice. And now, do you have discounts? I don't give discounts. Select additional charges you like to add. Adjustment, shipping charges. Again, you edit what you need. And if there is like tax inclusive or tax exclusive, again, you choose that. So here, let's say like this, and then save continue. Now, when you have it, again, I'm going to choose a customer, send customer, invoice number 1, order number. Select a salesperson, you can create it, subject, and again, I'm going to click YouTube video. Quantity 5, and here I have it. Subtotal, everything, this is really similar to estimates. And save and send. Invoice, we got it. Scroll down below, you can edit the email if you want, so you can also CC to someone else, and click send. Okay, now we have it. Now get paid faster with online payments. I can send the mail again, I can add a reminder, send now, stop reminder, expect payment date, PDF, download it, pretty simple, right? So now when we have the invoice, I can simply click on a payment received. And where is all the money? No payments have been made. Go to unpaid invoices, or I can simply click new, select customer, amount received, received full amount. Okay, and how I was paid with cash, deposit to, petty cash, reference 1000 euro, and then save. You can also email a thank you note for this payment. So they actually paid for my invoice. Now I would go save. And now the invoices are being paid, right? So we gotta have the paid invoice. Now when I'm going to click on the invoices again, guys, you can see the status is paid right now. I can simply go on the estimates and see that this is the status sent. I can click on the estimate, guys, and I can simply go convert to invoice. And voila, here I would have the invoice. Now when I'm going to click on the invoices, I see it right here, right? But then you need to like set it up. So this is how we can create invoices. If you can have any questions, ask me down below in comments. The next thing that I'm going to show you is how we can create recurring invoices. Now this is really similar comparing to normal invoices, and how we can do it and how we can work with it is that you would go select a customer, send customer, payment name, and here is the difference. The only one difference is that you're gonna have the week, 2 weeks, month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years. So this is going to be 2 months. Repeat every start on, ends on. Payment received, due on receipt. This is pretty much it, how we do it. And it's really similar comparing to normal invoice. So just remember that the difference between the invoice and normal recurring invoice is that you're gonna have to repeat every and you choose it how often the customer that you choose that we created are going to get the invoice. And step by step is process. You click again save and you got it. So let's go further to credit notes. And I'm going to skip this part, guys, because just watch how we created the invoices and then we can go simply to credit notes. So I'm going to click credit notes here. And now we are going to look on how we can simply add a credit note. I'm going to click on a create a new credit note, select a customer, credit note, reference number, salesperson, subject, and you would add a video. Okay, and this is similar comparing to the invoice. So I would scroll down below, and save as open. See, credit note for 200 euro for YouTube video. I can download it, I can apply it to invoice. So let's say I'm going to have an invoice for 1000, which is going to be open, not paid. I can simply apply this credit note to my invoice. And this is pretty much how it works. The credit note, it feels and it looks like when you're creating invoice really similar. So when we go even further and we have the credit note, we can go further and then go to purchases and how we can add expenses. So expenses are fun part. And I'm going to show you how we can work with it. So I would simply click here, record expense. And now you see expense account. So let's say this is going to be office supplies. Amount, let's say 50, select a tax, select account. Like this. Or we can go petty cash. I can have a tags here. Vendor, sound vendor, customer name. If I have one, I can edit. You can also record mileage right here. Opa. So that's how we can do it. And you can also bulk add expenses and then click save. So that's how we do it. And that's how we do it pretty simply, pretty easily. Now, when I go here to recurring expenses, I can add new recurring expense. This is really simple and really similar comparing to the normal expenses. Again, profile name. And you would add how often it's going to be. So how often you're going to have this expense. Let's say I'm going to have weekly, ends on December. And profile name is going to be lunch. Select amount. This is going to be the meals and entertainment. Paid through petty cash. Vendor, sound vendor. And I can click save. 20. So as you can see, we got weekly 20 euro. Now let's go further and let me show you how we can simply add a bills, which is also pretty easy. Click bills here. Now I would go and create a bill. Select a vendor, sound vendor, bill. And now you can add whatever bill you want. You can also add a bill date here. And here, how it's simply, I can add an item, paper, quantity 10, see? And you can, this is really similar comparing to invoices, sound vendor. And I can go save as open. Really simple, really easy. Here we have a bill. You add a customer. We can go even back here. And when we have it, what I can do, I can record the payment. Or go right here next to the more. And then payment made, bank charges, payment date, which is going to happen, payment mode, paid through petty cash. And I can add reference, notes, etc. and then click save. So as you can see, we got it. And we got it paid. So this is how we can do it also with payment made. Payments made. When I'm going to click on the bills, I can see the status is paid. So that's how we do it. And this is the same thing with recurring bills. That I can create a recurring bill, and this is literally the same as with invoice, as with recurring invoice, same with bill and recurring bill. And I don't really know, I don't think that I need to speak about this. Like if something is not understandable, ask me down below in the comments. I'll be happy to help you if I know the answer. Repeat every week, 2 weeks, month, when it's going to end. what kind of item detail it actually is. So you would see it right here. And then you're gonna have the vendor credits. So here you like repeat it and when it's going to end. And the process is literally the same. Now we're gonna see the vendor credits. And you can create a vendor credit. This is the same thing with the credit note that you're gonna have in like with the sales credits, and you can add a note and everything. So now let's go further and let me show you how we can work with projects and time tracking. This is the fun part also. That is pretty simple what you can do with it. And let me show you. Here I'm going to click on project and I will click new project next to the start. I'm going to add a project name, YouTube channel, customer name that we created, billing method. Let's say we can choose if it's a fixed cost, that then we would like add a price here. If it's going to be based on a project hours, we would have a rate per hour. If it's going to be based on task hours, we would have based on a task, based on the staff, over the hourly rate, or just choose, right? Rate per hour, we can go 50. Now, cost budget is going to be 1,000, revenue budget 2,000. Enter budget for the expected income you will receive for this project. And this is the enter the budget for the expected amount you may spend on this project. Now again, you can add based on project hours or fixed costs, completely up to you. You can add users, this is me, you can add multiple users, and then you can simply add a task name. So I can add YouTube SEO. Oh no, I didn't want to save it. Edit. YouTube SEO, YouTube script, YouTube video, and then click save. Now, as you can see, we can have the customer here, the YouTube channel, the project. I can add simply timesheets. This is the same, and under the timesheets, purchases, and I can add expenses, sales, I can add the invoices. And I can, as you can see, I can create the estimate here. I can create recurring invoice, credit note, create expense directly for this project. So I would find it also under sales in invoices, but I could simply create a recurring invoice or expense directly on this project. So I can go next to the transaction log time here, and I can simply click date, and you're gonna see the project name, YouTube script. So, or I can choose YouTube SEO, time spent, let's say 10 hours. And I can save. And as you can see, look at this, time 10, unbilled. I can start it. If I want to save, and here I have it. So that's what you can do. Let's say I'm going to stop it. And then see, in the moment when we have the time here, what I can do now is go to next new transaction, and under create estimate, I can create invoice. Single line for the project, project name, project description, tags. Then click add. And look at this. Here I have it, and I can add a YouTube video, and I can create invoice for this project. So that's what you can do. Now when I'm going to click again to project, let me show you. Billable hours, look at this. Logged, billable hours 10, and these were unbilled yet. These were the tasks. See? Now when I would go to timesheet, I can see right here. I can edit it, clone it, delete it, purchases, sales, etc. So that's how you can do it. You can log time here. That's really completely up to you, and that's how we do it. Now when I would click here to timesheets, I can see clearly what is here, and you can log time also from right here. That's how you can do it. You can also add a timer from Chrome extension. So that's something you can do too. Now, I'm not going to cover, guys, in this video the accountant. If you can have any questions about the project, ask me down in the comments. I'll be really happy to help you about accounting, the bulk update, chart of accounts, budgets. And like I can create completely new video. They'll be like 15 minutes and I can do it. But the last thing that I'm going to show you are reports and documents. And that will be pretty much it for this tutorial. So when I'm going to click on reports, I'm going to see the business overview, the profit and loss, the cash flow statement, the balance sheet, sales by customer, sales by item, sales by person. So you're going to have like multiple options that you can choose from on your reporting. So I can go sales by item and I see it right here. Then I can go profit and loss. See sales 800, goods sold, advertising and marketing 500. So 230 is my profit. And you can go on a export as PDF. You can also protect it with password, open it, and here you got really perfect report. So that's how we do it. Now, when you go on a further, what you can do is to simply click again on reports, and you can have plenty of reports here that you can choose. So if you can have any questions about the reports, ask me down in the comments. And the last thing, documents, you can like enter files here and upload them. And then when we go back to the dashboard, you can see clearly some analytics as incoming, outgoing, cash on, top expenses. You would see it right here. And that's pretty much it. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you can have any questions, ask me down in the comments. I'll be really happy to help you and provide you some guidance. And have a great day and goodbye. See ya.